Good evening. This is All India Radio. I am Naresh Mago and with me is Gaurav Sharma with the evening news. The headlines. COVID recovery rate reaches 71.61%. More than 18 lakh people recovered so far. Railways generates over 5.5 lakh man-days of work under Garib Kalyan Rozgar Abhiyan in 6 states. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh approves proposal for major expansion of NCC to cover 173 border and coastal districts. Nation remembers former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee on his second death anniversary. Former cricketer and Uttar Pradesh Minister Chetan Chauhan passes away, and Indo-Tibetan Border Police launches Fit India Freedom Run at all its border posts and formations. The sustained decline in the COVID-19 fatality rate in the country has made India one of the countries with the lowest COVID-related mortality across the world. The fatality rate stands at 1.93% in the country. The Union Health Ministry has said this is a result of coordinated efforts of the centre, states and union territories governments, which have led to a continuous decline in the mortality rate. The USA has crossed 50,000 deaths in 23 days, Brazil in 95 days, and Mexico in 141 days, while India took 156 days to reach this national figure. Over 53,000 people in the country got cured and returned home in the last 24 hours. With this, the cumulative recoveries from COVID-19 in the country inched closer to touch the 2 million mark. So far, a total of 18,62,258 people have recovered in the country, and with this, the nationwide recovery rate now stands at 71.61%. The Health Ministry has said 63,489 new cases of COVID-19 were registered in the country in the last 24 hours, taking the total number of cases to 25,89,682. Presently, the total number of active corona cases in the country is 6,77,444. In a single day, 944 deaths have also been reported, taking the toll to 49,980. A total of 652 fresh cases of COVID-19 were recorded in Delhi today, taking the infection tally in the city to 1,52,580. The Delhi government has confirmed that over 1,37,000 people affected with coronavirus have been cured so far. In the last 24 hours, 1,310 people have recovered and 8 deaths have been reported in the national capital, taking the toll to 4,196. Presently, the total number of active cases in the national capital is 10,823. In the Union Territory of Chandigarh, 93 people, including a 1-year-old child, tested positive for COVID-19 today, while 19 people were discharged after recovery. Our correspondent reports that an 87-year-old corona-positive patient who had comorbidities died. With this, the total number of COVID-affected people has reached 2,102 in Chandigarh. Out of them, 1,137 people have recovered and 934 are under treatment. In the Union Territory, 31 COVID-19 patients have died so far.
Nagaland reported 54 new COVID-19 positive cases, while 101 people have also recovered from the infection today. With this, the total confirmed cases in the state stands at 3,394. However, with 7 deaths and 1,422 recoveries, the total number of active cases in the state is 1,958. The Health and Family Welfare Minister, in a tweet, informed that out of 599 samples tested, 26 are detected in Kohima, 21 in Dimapur, and 7 in Zuneboto. Out of the 54 new cases, 31 are detected in traced contacts, 13 amongst the armed forces, 7 are returnees, and 3 are from frontline workers. Active surveillance and contact tracing is also in progress to prevent further spreading of the infection. In Manipur, 3 persons, including a BSF personnel, died at different hospitals in Imphal due to COVID-19 and other comorbid health conditions in the last 24 hours. The COVID death toll has reached 16 in the state. 179 people, including 111 personnel from the Central Armed Police Forces, have tested positive for COVID-19 in the state during the past 24 hours. Out of the new positive cases, 60 are locals. Meanwhile, 194 people have been discharged from different hospitals after recovery. So far, Manipur has recorded a total of 4,569 positive cases, and out of them, 2,632 have recovered. The number of active cases now stands at 1,921, and the recovery rate is 57.60%. Kerala continues to report a surge in the COVID cases as 1,530 new cases were confirmed today. Meanwhile, 10 more deaths were confirmed today due to COVID, taking the death toll to 156 in the state. 1,099 recoveries were also reported today. Presently, there are 15,310 active COVID cases in Kerala.
In Meghalaya, 82 new COVID-19 cases were detected today, taking the total number of active cases to 693, while 79 people have recovered. So far, the total number of recoveries stands at 675, while 6 people have died due to COVID-19 in the state. Meghalaya has so far recorded a total of 1,374 COVID cases, out of which 693 are active. In our series Experts Speak on All India Radio, we bring you the views of leading medical experts on COVID-19. Talking to AIR News, Member Health in Niti Aayog, Dr. V.K. Paul urged everyone to follow social distancing in order to break the chain of transmission.
अपने बुजुर्गों को ख्याल रखना, अलग रखना, दूरी बनानी, लेकिन सोशली उनको, इमोशनली उनको दूर नहीं करना, और इसी तरह से जो दूरी बनानी है अपने कोवर्कर के साथ में, जहां हम जा रहे हैं, जहां हम खड़े हो रहे हैं, लाइन में खड़े हो रहे हैं, शॉप पे हैं, वर्क प्लेस पे हैं, बहुत जरूरी है। और साथ साथ मैं ये भी याद दिलाऊंगा कि हमें बार बार अपने हाथ भी धोने हैं या हैंड को सैनिटाइज करना है।
Dr. Sanjay Pandey of Govind Vallabh Pant Hospital, New Delhi, spoke about the use of masks, saying it is important to wear them while stepping out of home.
There is no treatment right now for coronavirus. It's very important to maintain the social distancing and the isolation. There are different guidelines, and the WHO says that person should be wearing mask. There is no doubt about that.
In Punjab, 1,165 new persons tested positive for COVID-19 today, and 568 COVID-19 patients were discharged from various hospitals after recovery. Our correspondent reports that out of total 1,165 COVID-positive cases, 315 are from Ludhiana district and 187 from Jalandhar. 40 COVID patients have lost their lives in a day. With this, the number of persons testing positive has risen to 31,206, out of which 19,431 have recovered and 812 have died. At present, 10,963 patients are under treatment in various hospitals of the state.
The Indian Railways has generated more than 5,50,000 man-days of work under the Garib Kalyan Rozgar Abhiyan in 6 states. The states are Bihar, Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh. Rail Minister Piyush Goyal is closely monitoring the progress made in these projects and the generation of work opportunities for the migrant labourers of these states under the scheme. Around 165 railway infrastructure projects worth 2,988 crore rupees are being executed in these states. Till the 14th of August, a total of 11,296 workers have been engaged in this Abhiyan. A payment of over 1,336 crore Indian rupees has been released to the contractors. The railways have appointed nodal officers in each district as well as in the states so that close coordination is established within the state government. Prime Minister Narendra Modi had launched the Garib Kalyan Rozgar Abhiyan to empower and provide livelihood opportunities in areas and villages witnessing a large number of returnee migrant workers affected by COVID-19. An amount of 50,000 crore rupees would be spent for building durable rural infrastructure under the Garib Kalyan Rozgar Abhiyan. This Abhiyan of 125 days is being undertaken in mission mode and involves focused implementation of 25 categories of works in 116 districts, each with a large concentration of returnee migrant workers. The National Cadet Corps is all set for a major expansion to cover 173 border and coastal districts in the country. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has approved a proposal of the National Cadet Corps for a major expansion scheme to meet the aspirations of the youth in all the border and coastal districts. The proposal of the scheme was announced by Prime Minister Narendra Modi in his Independence Day address yesterday. A total of 1 lakh cadets from 173 border and coastal districts will be inducted to the NCC. 1/3 of the cadets would be girl cadets. Our correspondent reports more than 1,000 schools and colleges have been identified in the border and coastal districts where the NCC will be introduced. The NCC expansion plan will be implemented in partnership with the states.
Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises MSME Minister Nitin Gadkari has said that the MSME sector plays a major role in the development of the country. Speaking at Swawalamban E-Summit 2020 in New Delhi today through video conference, Mr. Gadkari said, till now, 11 crore jobs have been created in the micro, small and medium enterprises sector, and in the next 5 years, the government aims to create 5 crore more jobs in the country. He said 48% of the exports in the country are from the MSME sector, and the government aims to take this export to 60%.
हमारे देश के ग्रोथ में हमारे एमएसएमई सेक्टर का बहुत बड़ा कंट्रीब्यूशन है। अभी जो जीडीपी ग्रोथ है उसमें से 30% इनकम जो है वो एमएसएमई से आता है। हमारा 48% एक्सपोर्ट एमएसएमई का है और अभी तक हमने 11 करोड़ जॉब क्रिएट किए हैं और अब मेरा विश्वास है कि हम इसी मर्यादा को बढ़ाकर आने वाले 5 साल में हम कम से कम ये जो 30% एमएसएमई की ग्रोथ है इसको हम 50 तक लेके जाएं।
Union Minister of State for Personnel, Public Grievances and Pensions, Dr. Jitendra Singh, has announced the centre will assist the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir to establish grievance portal in each of its 20 districts. In a significant drive to strengthen the ongoing good governance initiatives, Dr. Singh and Lieutenant Governor of Jammu and Kashmir, Manoj Sinha, held a telephonic discussion on the plan for the next phase of expansion of the online public grievance redressal portal. After the discussion, Dr. Singh convened a meeting of senior officers dealing with public grievances. In the meeting, a plan was finalized to extend and establish the portal in each of district headquarters in Jammu and Kashmir for addressing the grievances of citizens and for providing services at their doorstep. To implement this initiative, it has been decided that the Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievances, DARPG, will further enhance the ongoing collaboration with the Jammu and Kashmir government to revamp the Awaz-e-Awam portal with mapping of last-mile grievance officers for improved quality of grievance redressal and reduced timelines in disposal of cases. The Union Minister also said that in pursuance of this endeavour, a team of officials from DARPG would be constituted to work with Jammu and Kashmir government in the coming days. This initiative is a continuation of a series of sustained efforts by the central government to create a transparent, accountable and citizen-friendly effective administration in the region. The government has proposed stricter norms for construction machinery to ensure greater safety on highways. This includes features like machine-mounted audible travel alarms, requirements for operator station and maintenance areas, non-metallic fuel tank, and wider operator visibility for construction equipment machinery. The Road Transport and Highways Ministry has come out with a draft notification for construction equipment vehicles that addresses the issues of safety requirements while such machines are running on public roads along with other vehicles. The ministry said, currently, certain safety requirements are already mandated for such vehicles in Central Motor Vehicles Rules, but the proposed notification aims to introduce Automotive Industry Standard AIS 160 to introduce various safety requirements. Construction equipment vehicles are extensively used for carrying out various infrastructure projects. The government has invited suggestions from stakeholders and people on the proposed safety norms within 30 days.
The Government of India has dispatched over 30 tons of technical equipment and material to Mauritius. In a statement, the Ministry of External Affairs has said the decision has been taken in response to a request of the Government of Mauritius for assisting in dealing with the environmental crisis due to the oil spill on its southeast coast. A 10-member technical response team consisting of Indian Coast Guard personnel specially trained to deal with oil spill containment measures has also been deployed to Mauritius. The ministry said India's assistance is in line with its policy to extend humanitarian assistance and disaster relief to its neighbours in the Indian Ocean region, guided by the Prime Minister's vision of Sagar, security and growth for all in the region. You're listening to the evening news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. COVID recovery rate reaches 71.61%, more than 18 lakh people recovered so far. Railways generates over 5.5 lakh man-days of work under Garib Kalyan Rozgar Abhiyan in 6 states. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh approves proposal for major expansion of NCC to cover 173 border and coastal districts. Nation remembers former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee on his second death anniversary. Former cricketer and Uttar Pradesh Minister Chetan Chauhan passes away. And Indo-Tibetan Border Police launches Fit India Freedom Run at all its border posts and formations. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
The nation is remembering former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee on his second death anniversary today. The BJP stalwart breathed his last on this day in 2018. President Ramnath Kovind, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, along with other senior leaders, visited former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee's Samadhi Sadaiv Atal in the national capital today. They paid floral tributes to the leader on his second death anniversary. In his message, the Prime Minister said the country will always remember the outstanding service and efforts of the former Prime Minister towards the nation's progress. Several leaders, including Home Minister Amit Shah and Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar, paid respects to the veteran leader. Atal Bihari Vajpayee was born on 25th December in 1924 at Gwalior in Madhya Pradesh. He served as the Prime Minister thrice. He was awarded India's highest civilian honour, Bharat Ratna, in 2015. Apart from politics, the great leader was a prominent writer and penned a number of poems. Let's recall one of his poems in his own voice.
जूझने का मेरा कोई इरादा न था, मोड़ पर मिलेंगे इसका वादा न था, रास्ता रोक कर वो खड़ी हो गई, यूं लगा जिंदगी से बड़ी हो गई, मौत की उम्र क्या 2 पल भी नहीं, जिंदगी सिलसिला आज कल की नहीं, मैं जी भर जिया मैं मन से मरूं, लौट कर आऊंगा कूच से क्यों डरूं, तू दबे पांव चोरी छिपे से ना आ, सामने वार कर फिर मुझे आजमा, मौत से बेखबर जिंदगी का सफर, शाम हर सुरमई रात बंसी का स्वर, बात ऐसी नहीं कि कोई गम ही नहीं, दर्द अपने पर आए कुछ कम भी नहीं, प्यार इतना परायों से मुझको मिला, ना अपनों से बाकी है कोई गिला, हर चुनौती से 2 हाथ मैंने किए, आंधियों में जलाए हैं पुष्टे दिए.
President Ramnath Kovind today unveiled the portrait of former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee on his second death anniversary at the headquarters of Indian Council for Cultural Relations in Delhi. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Kovind said, Atal Bihari Vajpayee established India as a new power in front of the world. He said the great leader always emphasized on good relations with all countries, especially the neighbors.
अटल जी उदारवादी सोच और लोकतांत्रिक आदर्शों के लिए हमेशा प्रतिबद्ध रहे. सर्वमान्य और सर्वप्रिय अटल जी का सद्व्यवहार, विनोद प्रियता, वाक्पटुता और प्रभावी कार्यशैली जनसेवकों के लिए शिक्षा व प्रेरणा के स्रोत हैं. उनकी लोकप्रियता दल और राजनीति की सीमाओं से ऊपर थी. उनके व्यक्तित्व, व्यवहार और विचारों की शक्ति के कारण राजनीतिक विरोधी भी उनके प्रति स्नेह और सम्मान का भाव रखते थे.
The Rajya Sabha Secretariat has been working overtime for the last 2 weeks to ensure full preparedness by the 3rd week of this month for the forthcoming monsoon session of Parliament. Rajya Sabha Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu and Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla directed to ensure all arrangements to be in place by the third week of this month for testing, rehearsal and final inspection. As per the arrangements, Rajya Sabha chamber and galleries and Lok Sabha chamber will be used for seating the members of the House during the monsoon session. The Rajya Sabha chairman has also directed the secretariat officials to minimize the need for the members to physically handle various papers by ensuring necessary arrangements.
Former cricketer and Uttar Pradesh Minister Chetan Chauhan passed away today following multiple organ failure. He was 73. Chauhan was the Minister of Sainik Welfare, Home Guards, PRD and Civil Security in the UP Cabinet. Chauhan was initially admitted to PGI Hospital in Lucknow after being tested positive for the novel coronavirus last month. Later, he was shifted to Medanta Hospital in Gurugram. During his 12-year-long cricket career, Chauhan played 40 tests, scoring 2,084 runs with 16 half-centuries and 2 wickets. With Sunil Gavaskar, Chauhan formed a potent opening partnership for India, with the duo scoring over 3,000 runs, including 12 century stands. He was honoured with the Arjuna Award in 1981. Chauhan was twice elected to the Lok Sabha from Amroha in Uttar Pradesh in 1991 and in 1998. President Ramnath Kovind, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and several other leaders have expressed grief over the death of Chetan Chauhan. In a tweet, Mr. Kovind said, "A cricketer par excellence, Chetan Chauhan was a down-to-earth politician and an outstanding parliamentarian." In a tweet, Mr. Naidu said, "Chetan Chauhan made immense contribution towards the development of cricket and also served as the Member of Parliament for 2 terms." In his condolence message, Mr. Modi said, "Chetan Chauhan distinguished himself as a wonderful cricketer and later as a diligent political leader." In a tweet, Prime Minister said he made effective contributions to public service and in strengthening the BJP in Uttar Pradesh. In his condolence message, Home Minister Amit Shah said that Chetan Chauhan served the country throughout his life as a sportsman first and later as a public servant. He said his death is a great loss for Indian politics and cricket. Expressing deep sorrow over the passing away of Chetan Chauhan, Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath said that this is an irreparable loss for the people of Uttar Pradesh and the world of cricket.
अमरोहा जनपद के नागरिकों के लिए और उत्तर प्रदेश वासियों के लिए एक अपूर्णीय क्षति है। खेल जगत की भी अपूर्णीय क्षति है। वे जितने लोकप्रिय खिलाड़ी थे, उतना ही लोकप्रिय जननेता भी थे और एक सेलिब्रिटी होने के बावजूद जनता के बीच में जाकर के जनसेवा और समाज जीवन के अलग अलग फील्ड में जाकर के अच्छे कार्य किए थे। वह सदैव अविस्मरणीय रहेंगे। उनका जाना सरकार के लिए और पूरे प्रदेश वासियों के लिए और क्रिकेट जगत के लिए एक अपूर्णीय क्षति है।
Mr. Adityanath and other state ministers observed a 2-minute silence as a tribute to the UP minister and former cricketer Chetan Chauhan at a cabinet meeting.
In Maharashtra, the incessant rain in Sangli since last 3 days has led to the rise in water level in Krishna River. Due to the surge in water levels, people residing on the riverine have been shifted to safer locations by the local authorities. Officials said emergency machinery has been kept on alert. As a precautionary measure, water is being released from Koyana and Varna dams. The heavy downpour is leading to swelling of Krishna and Varna rivers. In Telangana, incessant rain lashed several parts of the state, inundating low-lying areas at many places. Several streams, irrigation canals and tanks are overflowing due to heavy rainfall and floodwater inundation at some areas. In the state capital Hyderabad, waterlogging at several low-lying areas is hampering the smooth flow of vehicular traffic. The state government has put district officials on high alert. Talking to AIR News, IMD senior scientist Mr. Janamani said that North India has received sufficient rainfall during the 11th to 14th August period.
अगस्त का महीना है, अभी तक जो 16 अगस्त तक ऑल इंडिया रेनफॉल जो है अभी +3 है और आगे और एक नया जो लो प्रेशर एरिया बन रहा है 19 तारीख को, उस कारण रेनफॉल एक्टिविटी जारी रहेगा। पर्टिकुलरली उत्तर पश्चिम भारत में जो है 11 से जो 14 अगस्त है सबसे अच्छा बारिश हुआ है। इसीलिए राजस्थान, गुजरात ये सब अभी नॉर्मल कैटेगरी में आ गया। पहले डेफिशिएंट रेनफॉल था और दिल्ली में भी रेन बढ़ेगा 18 तारीख से।
Now let us take a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. The national capital Delhi will have a generally cloudy sky with light rain. It will have a minimum temperature of around 27 degrees Celsius and a maximum of around 35 degrees. Mumbai will experience a generally cloudy sky with heavy rain. The minimum temperature will be 27 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 31 degrees. Chennai will have a generally cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle. The temperature will hover between 26 and 33 degrees Celsius. Kolkata will witness a partly cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. The minimum temperature in the metropolis will be around 27 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be 33 degrees. On to the north, in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, the minimum temperature will be 26 degrees Celsius in Jammu, while the maximum will be around 35. The city will experience a thunderstorm with rain. In Srinagar, the minimum temperature will be around 20 degrees, while the maximum will be 35. The city will have a mainly clear sky, becoming partly cloudy towards the afternoon or the evening. Ladakh will have a mainly clear sky. The temperatures will hover between 20 and 32 degrees Celsius. In Gilgit, the temperature will hover between 20 and 40 degrees. It will experience a mainly clear sky. In Muzaffarabad, there will be a partly cloudy sky with the possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. The temperature will hover between 23 and 36 degrees Celsius.
The Indo-Tibetan Border Police ITBP has launched a Fit India Freedom Run at all its border posts and formations in the country. The campaign is aimed at generating awareness among the masses for Fit India. During this campaign, its troops and officers will undertake a 10-kilometer walk. The campaign started yesterday on the 15th of August under the aegis of the Ministry of Sports. It will culminate on the 2nd of October this year on Gandhi Jayanti. The ITBP has planned to undertake this mission at all the locations throughout the months of August and September to organize the run in association with the civil population of the concerned areas. The pilgrimage to Shri Mata Vaishnadevi Shrine Temple resumed today after remaining suspended for nearly 5 months due to the coronavirus pandemic. The yatra was suspended on March 18th this year. As per the SOPs, every pilgrim will have to wear a face mask and face cover and install the Arogya Setu app on his or her mobile phone. The pilgrims will also have to undergo thermal scanning at yatra entry points. At the base camp in Katra, the devotees are coming in small numbers today but are excited with the start of the yatra after a gap of 5 months. More from our correspondent.
Pilgrims are allowed to undertake the pilgrimage after registration through online mode only through official website of Shri Mata Vaishnadevi Shrine Board for the awareness of the visiting pilgrims about various precautionary measures in the wake of COVID-19 pandemic. Regular announcements are being made on multi-purpose audio system on the track. Besides, free langars at Terracotta Marg and Prasad Kendra at Sanjichat have been operationalized and opening of bhojanalayas at Katra, Adkwari and Bhavan for the facilities of the pilgrims. In order to avoid any gathering, booking, sitting of pilgrims, Shraddha Suman Vishesh Puja has not been allowed till further orders. N. Gulshan Rana for AIR News, Jammu.
The Parsi New Year, also known as Navroz, is being celebrated today. The festival is widely celebrated by the Parsi community around the world. People clean and decorate their homes, dress up in traditional attires, and visit fire temples to pray for their prosperity. President Ramnath Kovind, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi have greeted the people on the occasion. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. COVID recovery rate reaches 71.61%. More than 18 lakh people recovered so far. Railways generates over 5.5 lakh man-days of work under Garib Kalyan Rozgar Abhiyan in 6 states. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh approves proposal for major expansion of NCC to cover 173 border and coastal districts. Nation remembers former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee on his second death anniversary. Former cricketer and Uttar Pradesh Minister Chetan Chauhan passes away, and Indo-Tibetan Border Police launches Fit India Freedom Run at all its border posts and formations. And with that, we end the evening news. Good night.